And welcome back yet again to more death, despair, and murder. And as usual, as to set the tone, the tone of death, despair, and murder, we start off with our cute sister waking us up, and in a sort of slice of life fashion, because obviously that's creepy and horrifying. Well, we'll get to that eventually, I'm sure.
Nissan, breakfast is ready.
Kari's voice awakens me. What time is it?
It's past 8 a.m. It's a beautiful day, so don't linger. I want to air out the futons.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to get up for anything, Reiji. You're not on the job right now. I head out to the living room, managing not to grumble about my lack of sleep. The delicious scent of miso soup wafts over from the kitchen. I suppose I've just been feeling too down to sleep lately. That, or you've just been having nightmares every time you go to sleep about your dead wife. Which is, well, both of those are... I don't know which one would be preferable. Like, let's not sleep and have nightmares about our dead, beheaded wife, or let's, actually go to sleep and have nightmares about our beheaded wife.
I'll get it ready right now.
Yukari scurries toward the kitchen. I take out a cigarette and light it. No smoking in here, sir. A visitor? Who would come here this early in the morning? Toco. Coming. When I open the door, a ridiculously large man is standing there. Oh, of course it would be him. What, it's just you, Uzumi? What kind of response is that, asshole? The hell's that supposed to mean? You're damn disrespectful. You're the rude one here. I was about to eat breakfast when your shameless ass showed up.
Nissan, I don't think that's how we greet guests.
Yeah, that's not proper etiquette, Nissan. Even Yukari's coming out to see what's going on. Hey, Yukari-chan. Good morning.
Good morning, Uzumi-san. Would you like to eat breakfast together with us?
Well, since I'm here, why not? Yeah, just invite yourself in. And you wonder why I call you shameless. What a strange collection of people we have gathered at this dining table. Well, it'd be even stranger if we had Toco. Delicious. I'm glad I skipped breakfast. Toco or, what's her name? Suzuriko. So, what did you come all the way over here for? It's not something I want to talk about right here. Ah, I see. I can't argue with that. Murder isn't really a matter for a breakfast table discussion. They're not related to the ones from before, right? Of course they aren't. I don't know how you would know that. Well, that's because Kusaka's behind bars now. It's another dismemberment. Uzumi glowers as he breaks his cut of salmon into small pieces. Damn it. What's with this world we live in?
What are you guys talking about?
It's better if you don't hear this. If we got into the gory details, you'd probably want to skip breakfast. Yeah, he's right. We're not sure of anything at the moment.
I see. Please be careful.
Yeah. For some reason, Uzumi and I end up leaving the house together. Hey, Reiji. Where are you headed off to? Oh, well, it might be kinda early, but there's something I want to check out. If I head over in the morning, Mamiya Shinzo might still be there. The case I was talking about earlier. Even though it's not connected to Kusaka, it's pretty similar. Uzumi hit me with that one out of the blue. Similar? We don't know the identity of the deceased yet, but it's probably a young female. If there are any developments, I might come to you again. I see. I guess I'd better keep my schedule open until then. Yeah, you do that. Uzumi leaves in the direction of the station. A similar murder, huh? It looks like Uzumi can't give out much information as of yet. The few scraps he tossed me weren't enough to get a good picture. I should give Yukari and Toco a heads up about this. So there's some kind of copycat out there, it seems. Yeah, if I hadn't played this already, I would be like really shocked by this, but yeah, because I played this, I'm not. I already know what happens here. Yeah, I don't remember the exact the exact reasoning behind why this person is doing what he's doing, but I guess we'll find out. I do, but I don't remember all the fine details. After taking a bus to Hoya, I've made my way to Mamiya Shinzo's house. As before, the silence is deafening. I squat down and examine the footprints by the entryway. None of them clearly stand out as being new. It looks like nothing's changed since my visit yesterday. Maybe the place really is uninhabited.
Even though this is listed as his current address, Mamiya Shinzo is elsewhere, perhaps living in a hotel or inn somewhere in the city. Even if he isn't, who could live in a home like this? No matter what I do, investigating any further will be difficult. If this were a police case, I could get their assistance, but... Oh, I know who this is. Ugh, now my shoes are all full of mud. Don't build your house all the way out here, damn it. That voice. At once, I hide myself in the shadows of the building. I can't take this anymore. Why the hell is it still so overgrown? It's well into spring, for crying out loud. Mori Yoritsuki stumbles into view, cursing up a storm. I don't care how eccentric the old geezer is. He can take a damn phone call. Shit. Yoritsuki walks up to the entryway and knocks on the door. Hello? Mamiya-san, it's Mori from the Mutando. Time passes, but there's still no response from inside the house. You're not even in? God damn it, ever since I got involved with this weird-ass detective, I can't catch a break. To hell with this. Sorry for being a weird-ass detective. I step out of my hiding spot. Shokisake-san. Yoritsuki practically leaps into the air in surprise. Why are you here? Hey, that's my line, man. I came here to get a scoop for my magazine. Why are you here, Tokisake-san? Really, a scoop, you say? I couldn't have asked for better timing. What is it? It looks like Mamiya Shinzo isn't here, Yoritsuki-kun. Contact your magazine company immediately and have them find Mamiya's current location. I've got to do that, sure, but why do I have to tell that to you? I'm also trying to track him down. Oh, then I should go ask them right now? Right now? I came out here in a car, since the editorial department is close by. Interesting. Then yes, if you can, then the sooner the better. Then let's go, yeah? We push back into the forest, Yoritsuki taking the lead. Well, this all seems rather convenient, doesn't it? After taking Yoritsuki's Renault to his magazine's editorial department, we head to the park. Blech. So they had no idea. Yoritsuki's shoulders slump. Once he reported Mamiya Shinzo's absence to the editorial department, they called off his investigation. There is no point in collecting data on any other artists. Come on, don't get discouraged. I'll be fine. I feel bad about not being able to help you. Don't worry about that. I've hassled you quite enough. For a period of time, I'd entertained the possibility that he was Nishizono Yui's killer. Yeah, he really doesn't seem the type. But then again, Kusaka didn't really seem like the type that would kill people either. I mean, he kind of had me fooled when I first played this game. I was like, who the fuck could do this? Like, I don't know. But then again, it's always like the people you least expect. So I kind of had that on my mind too. But then there's just so many characters. There's just such a huge cast of characters that it's hard to narrow it down. Nah, don't worry. I learned a lot from that. Yoritsuki's expression clouds over. Tokisake-san? Yeah? Back then, I wasn't exactly truthful about one thing. And what was that? Yeah, I really think that I loved her. He's muttering softly. But I guess I could only bring myself to say that now. But even so, I think that if I just noticed something sooner, then that wouldn't have happened to her. I silently listened to his monologue. We were only together for a short time, and I didn't really get to know her well. But even so, she told me that she had trouble smiling. Yoritsuki looks downward. Afterward, I heard about her family. I feel like I know why she found it so hard to smile. I see. He sniffles, still looking downward. I hold my peace, letting him regain his composure. The death of someone close would hit anybody pretty hard, even more so if it were a loved one. It was the same way with me. Look, you can't blame yourself for this. It's not your fault. But if you can't do that, then you won't be able to move on. I don't want him to fall into the same trap I did 6 years ago. I pull Nishizono Yui's photograph from my notebook. This is the picture you took. Take a good look. Isn't that a beautiful smile? I hand the photo over to Yoritsuki. He doesn't say anything, but just gazes wordlessly at her. At the very least, she was able to smile when she was together with you, right? You're right. Yoritsuki manages to choke that out, his eyes never leaving her face. God damn, that guy's a goof, but really have to feel sorry for him. I mean, it's almost nobody in this game, nor in the games that
Well, no, I mean, nobody in this game really gets everything to work out for them in the end. I mean, I think pretty much everybody in this game loses somebody who's important to them. Well, most everyone in this game. After parting ways with Yoritsuki, I come out in front of Kichijoji Station. Where should I go now? Well then, what shall I do now? Yep, time to see where in Tokyo we should head off to and wander around aimlessly. Alright, well, right back to Inokashira Park we go, I suppose. I've returned to Inokashira Park. It looks like Yoritsuki's already left. His Renault isn't where he parked it earlier. Well then, I suppose I'll just take a stroll. Oh, Toco's usually here. I come across her as I'm walking around the pond. Yeah, we all know who her is. Huh? Toco is seated at the base of a tree. She must have come here to draw. There's a sketchbook on the ground next to her. She always comes here to draw. Hey, were you drawing something? Tokisaka-san. Why does she look surprised to see us? We're like almost always here. At first, she looks surprised to see me, but she soon looks away awkwardly. What's wrong? Nothing. Toco rests the sketchbook on her lap, frowning slightly. Ouch. Toco, wait a minute, you're hurt. There's sand on her knees and a thin trickle of blood running down. What the fuck? I guess she was trying to hide it with her sketchbook. Where are you looking at, you perv? Idiot, did you fall? Didn't I say it was nothing? Toco pouts, exasperation creeping into her features. Are you anemic? Oh, I think we hit the nail on the head there. She hesitates. It looks like I've hit the nail on the head. God damn it! Fuck. Great minds think alike, I suppose. From what I can see, she does look pretty pale. Shouldn't you go to the hospital? I'm fine. This happens all the time. Toco opens up her sketchbook. It looks like she was drawing the cherry trees on the opposite shore. Is watching me fun? Toco asks me that as she moves her pencil. I wouldn't call it fun. It's soothing, though. And hey, the weather's great today. Really? I lie down next to her. Oh yeah, how's that painting you're always working on? Always? It's not finished yet. I felt like changing things up today. Well, that's unusual. Not so much. I don't have a fitting theme, and I feel like I'm still wondering about Lost. I guess it's appropriate considering. Well, there's nothing wrong with having some doubts. I guess you're right. Doubts mean you have flexibility. If you're flexible, then you don't have time for doubts. But I don't have time for doubts. Huh? Nothing. With that muttered reply, Toco returns to her sketch. I spend a while like that, watching Toco's profile in the spring evening. Yeah, I spend a while just being a creepy old man, just, watching some teenage girl draw. Okay, so the next place we should go is the Tokyo Metropolitan Art Museum. I guess we're gonna ask about Mamiya Shinzo again. I've arrived at the art museum in Ueno. He might go here too. I mean, he might show up here again. We never know. I wonder if Stella's around. Oh, we're just gonna talk to Stella. Huh? The museum's door is shut. Are they closed today? Guess there's nothing I can do about that. Let's head elsewhere. So that was completely pointless. Thanks, guide. Thanks for telling me to go somewhere that's just a waste of my time. It's just, that happened before too. I just went to, I went somewhere like, it was Takashiro Hospital, and there was nothing going on. Like, the door was closed and she wasn't accepting visitors or something. And it's like, well, we should probably leave. I'm like, what was the point of that? Why did we go there? Phew. After dinner and a bath, I enjoy a cigarette in my room. I think over what's happened today. If the killer doesn't kill you, that fucking smoking is going to. Everybody has a weakness. However, everybody hides that weakness and lives on. Everybody has a different way of doing so. Some shroud themselves in lies, others emphasize their strengths more than necessary, and still others keep up a cheerful facade. Which category do I fall into, I wonder? I suppose I forget them. I forget how weak I am, making myself feel as though somehow I can continue. But when I do remember, I feel as though I can't go back. The moment I start thinking about things like this, I can't go back. My gaze shifts to the window. The flowers on the Yoshino cherry tree outside are blooming. Spring has come, and I pray for more peaceful days. Well, that's gonna backfire on you. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And now we're finally into April. I wonder if we're actually going to get back into the investigation again. It seems like we will. I walk together with Yuhara through streets lined with blooming cherry trees. Because I mean, for the past 2 videos, it's just been slice of life shenanigans, but with occasional dark and gloomy things happening, and the implication that something bad will happen in the future. Look, I just don't see why I have to come too. You know, you were a teacher here, Nissan.
Didn't you help us out, Nissan?
Yukari chuckles. Oh, the Easter thing.
It's finally Easter, so you'd be missing out if you didn't enjoy it.
So when all is said and done, what exactly do you guys do for Easter? I know of the custom, but I don't know the details.
We pray. We've also got those Easter eggs.
Ah, the ones you guys made last time.
The eggs are hidden, and then people go find them. That said, it's a children's game, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hide the eggs, find the eggs. Why are you guys doing this? You're a little bit old for this, aren't you?
Do you girls do that on school grounds? Yep, everybody participates in the search. Sounds fun, doesn't it?
I think I'll just watch. The campus is as quiet as ever. It's always quiet. There don't seem to be as many students as usual. I guess this activity is strictly voluntary.
Oh, if it isn't Tokisaki-san.
Ah, Vice Principal. You'll have to forgive the intrusion. I greet Seiki as he comes out of the faculty room.
No, I don't mind at all. Please enjoy yourself.
A gentle smile on his face, Seiki walks off down the hallway.
Nissan, we're getting things ready in the art room. Let's go.
There are already people in the art room.
Oh, look, it's Sensei.
Hello there, Tokisaki-sensei. What, you're both here?
Like you're one to talk, Sensei. I'm sorry to say that Toco's taken the day off.
Oh, the other Toco, the one that nobody cares about.
Mizuhara-san? She's not feeling so great due to the changing seasons. I should be careful too.
Well, maybe she passed her sickness on to her. That's right, you more than anyone should watch your health. She looks fine today, but...
I know.
Toko laughs, nodding, then stands up from her chair.
Everybody's here, so let's get going on the preparations. That's right. What will you do, Nissan?
I have to do something?
You could go help someone, or you could just wait around. I don't mind either way.
Is that so? Well, I think the obvious choice here would be to help out Toco. Yep. And, according to the choice, in blue here, that's what I chose last time. I don't feel right lazing around while everybody else is working. Toco, what are you doing?
I'm going to carry those eggs over to the classroom.
I'll help you out with that. I don't want you to push yourself.
Well, if you're willing.
Sure, leave it to me. She's also anemic, so as we know from Tsukihime, she could just pass out randomly. I go down the hallway, pushing a cart loaded with multicolored eggs. The students look at me in curiosity, but of course, not one of them speaks. The hallway is plainly decorated. Down at the other end is another cart, laden with similar cargo. The place is abuzz with activity. I pass the other cart in the middle of the hall. They look to be ordinary eggs. I guess they're the ones everyone will be eating. I transport the eggs into the target classroom. This should do it. When I return to the hallway, there's a crowd of people gathered at the opposite end. I wonder what happened. Strangely enough, there's quite a commotion. One student is sitting down on the floor. What happened? I pushed my way through to the front of the crowd. Ugh, what the fuck is that?
What the hell?
Cracked eggshells are scattered around the hallway, and lying amongst them are little bits of meat. Human meat. Tojiko stands there, stiff as a board.
Sensei.
Get away from it, Suzuriko. First off, I need to get a handle on what's happened. Broken eggshells and scraps of meat are scattered all over the floor. It doesn't look like they're chicks. The flesh is certainly from a much larger animal, and also rotten, judging by the stench rising from it. There's very little blood. Lying among the pieces, something catches my eye. Suzuriko, go to the faculty room and tell the vice principal to call the police.
Okay.
Finally coming to her senses, Suzuriko goes downstairs. Damn it, is this somebody's idea of a sick joke? Protruding from the chunks of meat is something that's unmistakably a human finger. Yep, that's what I thought. Wrapping my hand in a handkerchief, I pick up one of the unbroken eggs. It's quite heavy. The weight's wrong for a normal egg. It feels much heavier. Don't tell me that inside of this one there's... I inspect the shell's surface, but it appears perfectly normal. Vice Principal Seiki comes running up the stairs, gasping for breath.
Tokisaki-sensei, what in the world is this?
Have you contacted the police?
Yes, it looks like they'll be here soon. Got it. First off, please get all the students into the classroom. You're right. At Seiki's directions, the students file into the room. I don't think we can contain the witnesses' agitation, though. Despite our effort, I can already hear the murmurs resounding throughout the building. It's the Black Madonna! The Black Madonna has struck again. You know, it would be even worse if all the eggshells were black. Because, you know, there's... The whole rumor was because there's, you know, the black eggshells or something. The Black Madonna puts you into a black eggshell. Tokisaki-san. Oh, we haven't seen Nene in a long time. Nurse Akizaki, you're probably better off not seeing this. Nene comes up the stairs, presumably drawn by the commotion. She gazes at the floor with trepidation. Yosumiya-san notified me just now. What on earth is this? They're probably human body parts. What's unbelievable is that they've been stuffed inside eggs. Seiki has returned. I greet him and explain. Why would they do such a thing? I have no idea. But that case is already closed, right? Yes, that's right. Have any other students from the school gone missing? There are students taking the day off today. I'll go check just in case. Yeah, thanks. Come to think of it, Mizuhara's taken the day off. I don't think this has anything to do with her, but... Vice Principal, do you know who supplied these eggs? The police will probably ask about the supplier after they arrive, so you'll want to gather up the delivery slips. Okay, I got it. Seiki and Nene go downstairs. I stay behind at this macabre scene. The rotten odor is spreading. The meat doesn't look particularly fresh. It's been a few days, at least. The day before yesterday, I saw Mizuhara at Ueno, so I'm certain she is unharmed. Wait, this is... Suddenly, I recall a newspaper article I saw a few days ago, at home. Pieces of meat thought to be of human origin discovered in various places. And then Ozumi's talk with me yesterday morning. Another dismemberment. Staying here is going to make me depressed. I'll leave this one to the police and take a little breather. Oh boy, so it looks like things have started up again. Right on the 1st of April, so we're getting right back into it. It looks like there's some kind of copycat killer going around. I leave the follow-up inspection to the police and return to my prep room. Well, it was never really my room to begin with, but after the time I spent here before, it's kind of calming. Of course, the police questioned me, but they seemed to recognize me after the investigation last month. Thanks to that, they didn't treat me as a suspect, so I'm able to take a breather here. Uzumi will be informed soon enough. Damn it. Even though I'd hoped otherwise, I've been dragged into another mess. Do you have a moment, Tokisaka-sensei? Vice Principal Seiki peeks in from the open door. Yes, of course. I'm sorry for just using this room without asking. I don't mind. Please use it as you wish from now on. Huh? What do you mean from now on? After what's happened, agitation has been spreading amongst the students. I'd like you to work here for a while again and protect them. But this one just coincidentally happened at the academy. It doesn't mean the students are in danger. There's no point in me staying here. In truth, the PTA wouldn't be pleased with the police coming in here, but if you visit as a teacher, we can manage. Which means... I beg you, Tokisaka-san. We're all uneasy. I'm not sure how to deal with these circumstances. Please, at least until we're settled into this new semester. Seiki bows. Well, it looks like I have no choice. I did promise you that if anything came up again. So you'll agree? It's sink or swim here, I guess. I can't leave you guys stranded. I'm terribly sorry. I know you must be busy. No, not at all. Under the circumstances, I don't think it'd be wise to tell him I was completely free. Come to think of it, did you get in touch with Mizuhara-san? Yes, Nurse Akizaki called her for me. She's resting at home with a fever. I see. The father isn't present at the Mizuhara household, so the mother goes through a lot of hardship on her own. Is that how things are? That reminds me, it looked like they were arguing in front of the art museum a little while ago. I guess mother and daughter don't get along very well. Seiki sighs. I'll go pay a visit to Mizuhara and see how she's doing later. Oh, right, there's one more thing I wanted to ask you about. Do you know of an artist named Mamiya Shinzo? Yukari had told me that the vice principal might know something. Yes, but I only have some common knowledge about him. Why do you ask? Well, there's this painting I saw at the art museum that's made me curious. I'm sorry, this is completely irrelevant. No, I don't mind. I'll take my leave here. Then Tokisaka-sensei, I'm leaving it in your hands. Ah, sure, no problem. After bowing deeply, Seiki leaves the room. Maybe it's a sour topic. I don't like to talk about that guy, he was crazy. No, I can't do anything at the crime scene at the moment, so I might as well go to the infirmary and have a talk with Nurse Sakazaki. Now, time to go back to being a private investigator again. I run into Tojiko in front of the infirmary. Oh, Sensei! What's wrong, Tojiko? Weren't you waiting in the classroom? Yeah, I'm going back right now. See ya.
Toshiko ascends the stairway. Huh, so she visited the infirmary. Or she was sneaking around, listening in, trying to be a detective. Excuse me.
Thanks for all you're doing for us, Tokisaka-sensei.
Akazaki says, by way of greeting. Sensei, huh? So you already knew.
I heard from Vice Principal Seiki that you're going to be with us for a while longer.
It looks like this incident isn't related to the academy. Still, if it gives people a little more peace of mind.
Sounds like an easy job, doesn't it?
And you'll be working with the young ladies, too. It's not easy at all.
Oh, but aren't you getting all buddy-buddy with the girls in the art club?
Well, my little sister's with them, so one thing just kinda led to another.
Really? It does seem that you talk to Kuchiki-san quite a lot.
Why'd you have to bring her up?
Maybe I've misunderstood the situation.
God damn you and your woman's intuition. She laughs. Come to think of it, earlier, Yosumiya-san was here, right?
Yes, she came to tell me about the incident earlier. Afterward, she took a short rest.
I see.
I think that means an early end for today's festivities. This is no time to celebrate Easter.
You're right. The crime scene investigation should be over, but there's no way they could hold an event under these circumstances. Then I'm going home. There's nothing I can do at this point.
Sure. And thank you.
Well, we're right back to where we were at the beginning of the game. Back to posing as a teacher and investigating the school. I'll leave the infirmary. It wouldn't be a problem to go home right now, but I should check on Yukari first, just in case. The cherry trees planted on the school grounds are in full bloom, a beautiful sight. I spot Sato Ayamo walking beneath them. Afternoon, Sato-san.
Oh, Sensei. Hello.
Going to your club now?
No, someone from the art club called for me, so I was on my way over to their room.
Huh. What are they planning?
They said they were going to hold their own Easter celebration.
Ah, so that's how it is. Since the school-sponsored activities have been cancelled, they must be taking it upon themselves. I was also planning on heading over there. Shall we go together?
Sure. Well now, you two make an odd pair.
Isn't that what she said last time? I think she said that when we were at the visiting the graves. That's our welcome to the art room, courtesy of Toco. I happened to run into her.
Well, after Suzuriko gets here, we'll be all set.
She's not here yet?
No, apparently she wanted to pay the literature club a visit first.
At that moment, the door to the art room opens and Tojiko steps inside.
Sorry for making you guys wait. So that's everybody. Well, Toko's not here, but let's get started anyway.
What the fuck? This looks like a cult meeting or something. Now all you guys need are black hoods. Candles have been arranged on the table. Kalema, Kalema. We take our seats, and everybody starts to pray. I don't know how the worship business works, so I just decide to follow along with what they do. Since the academy was originally a mission school, I imagine they're given thorough instruction in how to pray. The art room falls silent. Even Tojiko is deep in prayer, her eyes closed. She's not looking well, which would explain her trip to the infirmary, I suppose.
What's wrong, Sensei?
Tojiko peeks at me out of the corner of her eye, her hand still folded before her. Huh? Nothing at all. I don't believe in God. She really did look a bit ill, but maybe it was just my imagination. I actually believe in the Easter Bunny. After the prayer, we clean up the art room.
So we didn't use the eggs after all.
Toco sighs. Yeah, we just used them as decoration. Even though you went to all that trouble to make them.
Well, nothing we can do about that, considering what happened.
She lets out another soft sigh.
Hey, Sensei, you're going to investigate this case too, right?
Tojiko suddenly speaks up. I don't know about that. For now, it's got nothing to do with me, and nobody's hired me. Well, be that as it may, I did investigate that crime scene earlier.
Come on, you know I write mystery novels, right?
Oh? How interesting.
I've told you tons of times before.
Easy there, Tojiko. Calm down.
Don't tell me to... this conversation's going nowhere.
Sorry, but seriously, what's up? As I laugh it off and apologize to her, Tojiko regains her composure a bit.
About what just happened. I'm interested in it.
You have bad taste.
Come on, this could be the basis for a new novel. I helped you with the last case, didn't I?
Come on, don't put me on the spot. The long and short of it is, she wants in on this latest case. I told you that I hadn't received any request to work on it, so I've got nothing to do with it, have I?
Oh, come on. It happened right here. And are you seriously going to just let that slide? All I'm saying is that things like this should be left up to the police. It's dangerous for amateurs to stick their noses into this business. Ugh, fine. Whatever you say. You don't get it at all, do you? Somehow, I managed to talk Tojiko down and make my escape. When I get outside, I see a decidedly bored-looking Toco. What, were you waiting for me? No, I was just debating whether to go purchase some art supplies. Is that so? I'd originally planned to go with Toco, though. Ah, right. Do you know where she lives? Toco? I was kind of worried about her since she took the day off today. That's it? That's it. What other reason would I have? Well, she can't stand you, Sensei. Don't you realize you'll just get turned away if you go there? Won't her mother be there? You're right. She'll probably be around. There's an undercurrent to her words that piques my curiosity. Is there something going on there? I've heard that Mizuhara doesn't get along with her mother. No. It's not my place to talk about this. Will you come too? I doubt my being there will make things any easier, so I'll pass. It's in Kamiigusa, close to Shakuji Park. Toco gives me the exact address of the Mizuhara residence. Thanks. Sure. You're welcome. See you later then. Toco smiles, then turns around and walks off. So, Kamiigusa it is. It's within walking distance. Right around here? Take Waseda Street near Shakuji Park, then follow through a couple twists and turns down some back alleys. There lies the housing district. Some rather forlorn one-story houses are lined up here. She lives in a place like this? Mizuhara-san, are you there? What a fucking pain in the ass. Let's break this shit down, man. Some thugs are making a ruckus in front of the house. I watched them from just out of sight, doing my best to be inconspicuous. That man said Mizuhara. It looks like I've found their house. Hey, stop it. If you do that, she's never gonna cough up. Come on, bro. She's obviously pretending she's out. Debt collectors. Oh, hell. Getting involved here is more trouble than I need. I hold my breath, waiting for these two to leave. It doesn't look like they're going to resort to violence. The thugs stalk off before long, cursing up a storm. I'll look up and down the street, confirming that nobody's around before stepping up to the house. There's a worn-out old nameplate with Mizuhara written on it. Looks like I was right. There's a battered truck to one side, American Army surplus by the looks of it. I knock on the door, wondering if this isn't just an exercise in futility. Mizuhara-san, I'm from Oba Girls Academy. As I expected, there was no reply. Not that I could blame her, considering who was just here. Huh? There are soft sounds of movement from within, so she really is home. I keep absolutely silent and watch for any sign of her. Likewise, they're probably watching me from in there. Excuse me, I'm here to talk about Toco-san. Has Toco done something? It's a frail, frightened woman's voice. No, nothing of the sort. She just took the day off today, so I came to check up on her. Please, just a moment. The sounds of movement become more pronounced. She must have barricaded the doorway with some furniture. It opens slightly, and the woman I saw at Ueno's art museum peeks out. Thanks for waiting. Come in, please. Pardon me. It's a simple room. It's tidy, but not because it's been cleaned. There's simply nothing here to generate clutter. There are bottles lined up in the corner of the room. I'm Tokisaka, an instructor from the academy. Hello. My name is Mizuhara Mio. I'm Toko's mother. She bows deeply. Is Toko-san resting? Yes, she's sleeping in her room. I see. Well, let me be frank. Something happened at the academy today. I came here to be certain that Toko-san was unharmed. Something happened? Yeah. The eggs intended for the Easter celebration were broken, and pieces of a human body were discovered inside. Oh my god. Mio's speechless. Not that I can blame her. Anyone would be, if confronted with this. It's still under investigation, but it's likely that we're dealing with a homicide. And have they discovered anything? No, nothing yet. There was an incident at the academy last month as well, so please be on the lookout for suspicious persons, even here at home. Of course. If anything suspicious happens, contact the police or the academy at once. Having said my piece, I allow myself to relax a little and take a look around the room. What's this? Small flat pebbles are scattered near my feet. Those are muscovite. Muscovite? What the fuck is that? She explains in a soft voice. I look closer, and sure enough, I see thin sheets of mica crystals stacked atop one another. Do you use these for something? Yes, I make pigment with them. Pigments? You mean for coloring purposes? Yes, That's right, not just with mica. I also make pigment with shells, charcoal, and animal bones as well.
Wow. I take a look. There are bits of shells scattered in the corner of the room.
They're crushed into powder before use. It can even be used as blackboard chalk after it hardens.
I see. So they can be processed into many forms.
That's correct.
I stare at the shells for a while, thinking. Ah, so that's what it was. Something slides into place.
Huh? What? Might that be?
A while back, I saw you and your daughter together near Ueno's art museum. Since you make pigments, you must have some background with the arts, right?
That's not true. I simply make supplies.
Mio glances uncomfortably toward the sliding screen door. Are you hiding something, miss? Toko's probably sleeping in the room beyond.
You say you've seen me before?
If anything, her voice grows even more timid. You and Toko-san were having an argument, right?
That's right.
Seems rather suspicious. I mean, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I'm just saying, her attitude just seems really suspicious right now. It's like, why are you so nervous about this? Mio hangs her head. I apologize. I didn't mean to spy on you both.
No, it's fine. It happens all the time.
Does it now? Forgive me. I didn't come here to pry into your family affairs.
No, thank you for taking the trouble.
Mio goes down on her knees and bows. It's no trouble at all. But if you would, please tell Toko-san her friends are worried about her. This will go on forever if I stay here any longer. I stand up, bow, and leave the house. Oh, that was weird. The sky's already taking on a reddish hue. Well, what now? Oh boy. So, alright, I guess we should go to Takashiro Hospital. Let's just hope that she's not quote-unquote busy with something else. We're closed for the day. I've arrived at Tokidano Baba. Well, I wonder if Natsume-san's here. Probably not. Out. Yes, I told you. I fucking told you. She's always not here. She's never here. She's, like, every time we're just coming here just to come here and not because the plot demands that we come here, she's, like, never around. So says the ever-present sign on the door. It may be due to the events at the academy today. Or so I hope, at least. Knowing her, she's probably complaining. I can almost hear her. Corpses cut into little chunks like that are so boring. There's no reason for me to hang around here if she's not in. Let's head elsewhere. God fucking damn it. Okay, so let's just hope the next place we go is going to actually, you know, there'll actually be a point to going there. Okay, Shinjuku Station. As we're heading over to the station, I bump into Toco in front of Shinjuku Station. Okay, well, at least there's always one place, at least, that's going to yield some results, I guess.
Hey, Tokisaka-sensei. Fancy meeting you here.
Yeah, this is unexpected.
I came here to purchase some materials. You know that large art supply store up ahead?
Oh, right, she did mention that.
Now that she brings it up, I do recall her mentioning this at the academy.
Right, the Sekaido.
Yep, they had most everything I needed, so it was pretty helpful.
Toco holds up a paper bag with one hand and laughs. Still soldiering on after what happened today, huh?
Something like that. I don't think anything will ever keep me from drawing.
Despite her words, she lowers her gaze.
But I admit that today was rather surprising, even if I didn't see it.
Consider yourself fortunate.
I know. It'd be no laughing matter if I fainted again.
As if making light of the possibility, she laughs. Again? Has it been happening a lot recently?
I don't know about that. It doesn't seem any worse than usual.
Though now that she's said it, I can't help noticing the pallor of her skin. You look like you're in pain right now.
It's a bit chilly. That's all.
I suppose she would be conscious of her own health problems. My office is close by. Do you want to drop in for a short breather?
Oh, so that's how you pick up the ladies, Mr. Detective.
Look, I'm not...
I know. If you're offering, I guess I will intrude for a bit.
Toco grabs my arm. Hey!
Weren't we going?
Toco whispers. It's not her usual playfulness. She's leaning on me heavily. Can she even stand on her own 2 feet? Let's go. We head for my office, with me giving Toco support. This is just... getting progressively more creepy. Well, I mean, I guess it reached maximum creepiness when they actually did have sex, so... It can't really get much worse than that. And there she is lying on our couch. God damn it. How is this supposed to look to people who who are going to come visit us. It's like, yeah, so you're picking up teenage girls now, huh? Phew. But she's really mature for her age. As soon as we arrive, Toco lies down upon the sofa. God damn, your office is a fucking mess. Jesus Christ, look at all these papers scattered around. Your underwear is showing. Enjoying the view? She did this on purpose, goddamn it. Toco provocatively lifts up the hem of her skirt. Oh, just shut up and behave. Still laughing, she closes her eyes. She's definitely out of sorts today. Want something hot to drink? Don't go to any trouble. Toco replies without opening her eyes. I heat up some water in the kitchenette. When I return with the kettle, she's staring at the bookshelves, eyes unfocused. What's up? I was looking at your photographs. Toko's gaze lies upon a framed photo of me, Yukari, and Yukiko. Is this Yukiko-san? Yeah. I answer her while filling the teapot. I see. Want some tea? Sure. I guess I'll have some. Upon being asked a second time, Toco nods and extends her hand for a teacup, as if rethinking her earlier refusal. It's pretty hot, so be careful. Yeah, I'll be fine, thanks. Toco looks down, cradling the cup in both hands. I return home and eat dinner with Yukari. You really worked yourself hard today. Well, yeah, a lot happened. Nissan, would you like some coffee? Sure, I'll take some. Yukari heads toward the kitchen. Before long, the familiar aroma wafts into the living room. Thanks for waiting. Thanks. Oh, right, there's something I'd like to ask of you. What is it? Yukari looks up from stirring the sugar into her coffee. It seems Tojiko's taking an interest in what happened today. Yeah, I suppose she would. Yukari nods. Suzuriko's probably overjoyed because she's found some good material to work with. That's what bothers me. Could you try to persuade her otherwise? I don't think she'll listen to what I have to say, but I'll give it a try regardless. That'll be plenty, thanks. I go back to my room and get into the futon. Phew, I heave a large sigh. Given that nobody's hired me to look into this case, I'd be perfectly justified in letting things lie, but it's weighing on my mind. I guess I'll hit up Ozumi for some information. The scraps of flesh discovered today have probably already been analyzed, so I'll go over to Natsume-san's tomorrow and ask about them. Nothing for it. I guess I'm just the type of guy that likes to stick his neck into things. A tad hypocritical, considering what I said to Tojiko. Uh-oh. It's murder time, boys and girls. Or maybe not. Oh wait, no, I forgot. It's only murder time when the transition is completely red. When it's not completely red, then it's not murder time yet. I lay nestled in the futon, scarcely daring to breathe. Just now, Sensei was in the room next door. He was probably talking with my mother about something. Probably about me. It's not like I hate him or anything. How do I say this? Well, it's hard to explain. I don't think he's a bad person. However, when Sensei's together with Toco, it makes my heart ache. She's my Toco. She belongs to me. Sensei's trying to steal Toco away from me. Toco mustn't be swayed by some man's advances. It doesn't suit her to depend on others to live. To live like my mother does. I'll never accept that. My mother's a weak woman. My mother raised me by herself. I suppose she's always chasing strange men because my father's not here. My mother used to be beautiful. From the perspective of me, her daughter, she was so pure and innocent that it didn't seem like she'd born a child. And I couldn't stand that. Whenever she tried to flirt with guys, she's always feigned wholehearted concern for her daughter. All her behaviors. I hate them. Even though she's my mother, she never looks at me. She can only make a pretense of doing so. She only cares about how other people look at her. My mother's only talent is acting. My mother's words have no soul to them. That's why they don't reach my heart. My mother hates me. That's why I hate her. Because I'm certain that all the things I hate me back. I hate the academy. It's hard to breathe when shut in that confined space, crammed full to bursting with all those people. I hate my friends. They spy and intrude upon whatever I do. I hate this world. It's always tied me down and tortured me. There's only one thing I love. My Toco. She belongs to me. Her existence is everything to me. All Toco can depend on is me. All I can depend on is Toco as well. Toco and I are of one mind and one body. We exist as one. Yeah, we're a multiple system. Or a unified system, I guess. God damn it, she sounds crazy. She sounds like a fucking sociopath. This is other Toco, by the way, if you haven't already guessed. But still, everyone tries to pull us apart. All I want to do is become Toco, because Toco is my ideal. I am Toco. We are all Toco. Yeah, you sound fucking crazy. She sounds like she's just already lost her fucking mind. Song 2, The Ring. Ringu, or Rings. The sequel. Wait, another transition? The fuck is going on? What is with all these goddamn transitions? Ozumi is summoned to his workplace at the MPD early in the morning. It's a pretty common occurrence for those in the investigative division. Murderers aren't known for operating during normal business hours. They reliably strike in the middle of the night, early in the morning, or whenever you're on vacation. Hey, nice work there. Ozumi calls out to his co-worker, who had arrived before him, or had worked the night shift, perhaps, and heads to his desk. Ozumi, they want you in the conference room. The conference room? Why the hell do I have to go over there? Wasn't there another dismemberment yesterday? It looks like they're gonna go all out on this one, making this place the investigative HQ. The assistant director is going to take charge. He's coming all the way over here? What do you want to bet that he's a greenhorn who's never set foot on a live crime scene? Ozumi has always believed that such supervisors will hinder any investigation. Well, about that, word is he solved some impossible case a few years back, and then headed over to the National Police Agency when it was founded 2 years ago. Just hearing that is enough to put Ozumi in a foul mood. He only knows of one man with a background like that. Him? Yeah, and there's a call for you, a man named Tokisaka. Reiji? Huh, so that bastard wants to snoop around too? Ozumi needs to head over to Takashiro Hospital after this to get the results of the forensic analysis. Might as well call Reiji over there, as the man probably wants in on it as well. Ozumi wonders if the two men are acquainted. He can't recall ever seeing them together at the same time. I guess that guy joined the force after Reiji quit, huh? He's sure that they've at least seen each other before, though. Ozumi heads for the conference room, still pondering how best to get Reiji involved in this mess. Yep, and I know exactly who they're talking about, too. He's probably the worst character in this game. I really fucking hate this guy. He's just such a fucking dick to everybody. But he can be useful. I will say that. He can be useful at times. He's just a complete asshole. It's not that he's completely useless, but he's just a fucking dick about everything. At Uzumi's request, I head over to Tokudanababa. It looks like they've established an official investigative headquarters for everything related to the dismemberment cases. The superintendent in charge of the whole operation is also coming to see the autopsy results. Oh, Tokisaka-san, haven't seen you for a while. Natsume-san peeks outside, wearing her usual short winter coat. Good morning, Natsume-san. Good morning. Uzumi-san and the other guy aren't with you? Nope, I came directly from my house. If that's the case, I suppose I'll explain things to you first. The police should have my report already anyhow. I see. It looks like we'll get to meet the new commissioner today, too. But anyway, in we go, Tokisaka-san. Were you eating your breakfast next to the body this time? Natsume-san leads me to the usual autopsy room. It's been immaculately cleaned. Alright, I forgot. Nobody today. Shall we start from the beginning? Please, yesterday wasn't the beginning? Nope. Ever since the 20th of last month, families in the city have been finding human flesh inside chicken eggs that they've purchased. If I recall correctly, the newspapers didn't report that they came from chicken eggs, did they? They simply described it as pieces of meat thought to be of human origin, discovered in various locations. If they told the truth, wouldn't it just create a panic? You wouldn't even be able to make an omelet. Well, I suppose it would at that. That's right. Even though these eggs first surfaced last month, around 200 have already been discovered. There's been that many? But it doesn't add to a complete body. An egg can roughly hold 50 to 60 grams. We've only found around 15 kilos of meat so far. So what you're saying is that we haven't found them all yet. So it seems. It's been all chopped up, so all we know is the weight. It could be one person, two. Hell, it could be a dozen. We haven't confirmed any victims yet? Since there was a fingertip in the stuff you found yesterday, that was easy to figure out. That one belonged to Kano Tomiko, a local student. A search request was submitted for her several days ago. Another schoolgirl? A few days ago, you said. That's odd. Which means, the ones found last month aren't from this girl. What about any other missing persons? There's tons of them. There's no way to narrow down the list. Natsume-san shrugs. The flesh found last month was rotten upon discovery. There were no easily recognizable body parts. Oh, that's right. What is it? What was found was mostly comprised of muscle and bone, not a single scrap of organ tissue. We only may be seeing the limbs. The limbs. Then, last month. All accounted for. Once you factor in the pieces buried in the killer's yard, that's why I think they're completely unrelated. I see. Curious and curiouser.
If things continue on like this, we may start turning up corpses missing all their extremities. However, this is in all respects a very time-consuming task. Natsume-san casually picks up an eggshell sitting on a still tray nearby. They went to a lot of effort to pack these eggs full of meat. Is something like that even possible? Break an egg cleanly, and stuff the meat in, and stick it back together, no? Look, there's a mark on the bottom here from pasting it together. I look, and sure enough, you can see the site where a hole was bored through the shell. Well, if they put themselves through all that, then what could it possibly mean? It's symbolic. Just like the last murders were supposed to be symbolic of what happened in the... well, partially in what happened to the Divine Comedy, but mostly because of what happened in the Egg of Neonis. I'm a perfectly ordinary, well-adjusted citizen, and you're asking me to tell you that? I would kind of question that. that, ordinary, well-adjusted part. She raises a knowing eyebrow at me. I can't really picture someone doing this just to see how people will react to it. That's currently under investigation. The door to the autopsy room opens, and Uzumi steps in. Uzumi-san, you're late. I brought my boss with me. Uzumi practically spits the words, as if the act of saying them brings a sour taste to his mouth. Boss. He's the commissioner dispatched by the National Police Agency. Won't he just muck up the crime scenes with a background like that? Isn't this the kind of situation where too many cooks will spoil the broth? Too many cooks in the kitchen. Oh, this motherfucker. You can already tell this guy's a massive dick just by looking at him. What a way to greet someone, senpai! The voice drips with sarcasm. Uzumi scowls. Well, if it isn't Yaginuma-san. Natsume-san eyes the newcomer as he enters. Indeed! It's been a long time, Dr. Takashiro. The man bows with an exaggerated politeness. He looks at me out of the corner of his eyes. You're Tokisaka Reiji, correct? Yeah. I've heard quite a lot about you. You don't say. I'm pretty sure this guy's Yaginuma Ryoichi, a detective who came to the Ueno PD after I quit the force. And now he's a commissioner at the NPA? When the NPA was founded, the chief requested my assistance. It's only a matter of time before I'm a senior superintendent. Quite a burden, but to be expected for a man of my talents. Then why pester us when he could be sitting on your throne back at headquarters? A general must see to his soldiers personally. And so, I've come here to have a look at a certain outsider who's been poking his nose into our investigation. I think you've overstayed your welcome. It looks like these two have some history. I do have other matters to attend to, so I'll excuse myself now. Oh, and Tokisaka-senpai? What? Do mind your own business. Let's go, Uzumi. After making a disgusted noise, Uzumi follows Yaginuma outside. I take it you two don't get along, Natsume-san. Not one bit. He picked on Shuchan in the past. Let's throw some salt around and purify the office. I really don't think you have to go that far. Yeah, we have to cleanse it. It must be cleansed of his filth. After leaving Takashiro Hospital, I take the Shinjuku line all the way to Oba Girls Academy. First off, I need to report to Seiki about what happened yesterday. As you might expect after recent events, the inside of the school is almost unnaturally quiet, and in any case, it's still in the middle of their spring break. Even if there were students around, I doubt they'd be causing a ruckus. Excuse me, Vice Principal Seiki? I call out to Seiki upon entering the faculty room. Good morning, Tokisaka-sensei. I've come to fill you in on what happened yesterday. It's as we feared. I see. Seiki lowers his gaze. It doesn't look like he's listening. The victim was Kano Tomoko, a student from another school. I think the students here would do well to be vigilant. So it would seem. It looks like it's all going in one ear and out the other. Vice Principal? Hearing my tone, Seiki raises his head. I apologize. I was thinking about something that happened in the past. The past? Yeah, you asked me about him yesterday, right? Mamiya Shinzo? Yeah, what about him? The truth is, I actually am acquainted with him. It's not exactly a good memory, which is why I didn't mention it. No, don't feel as though you have to force yourself. I don't really want to pry into someone's past, which isn't to say I'm not curious, but... Before the war, he and I were both aspiring artists. However, I lacked the necessary talent. By the time I realized that, I had been ostracized from that world. Seiki scratches his head in embarrassment. Naturally, he and I weren't that close. When he was engaged to a model, I wasn't even invited to the wedding. I see. Who was it who spoke about 6 degrees of separation? Thank you, Vice Principal. Not at all. I don't mind. All the same, he can't keep the hint of loneliness from his voice. It happens after I leave the faculty room, while I'm walking down the hall to the exit. That's why I think. I hear Nene's voice from the infirmary. She must be on the phone. When I enter, she's facing her desk. Ah! When Nene notices me, she slams the receiver back into the cradle. That's suspicious. Enjoying yourself, Tokisaka-sensei? Nah, I just got here. I come up with a cover story on the spot. Not a very good one, evidently. She's still eyeing me cautiously, though I really don't have any idea what she was discussing. Whatever it was, she clearly didn't want it overheard. Coming to work on a vacation day, are we? I had some business with the vice principal. I see. Her desk is littered with documents. I wonder if she was investigating something. I glance at the topmost sheet and spy the name, Kuchiki Toco. What's that? It fell out while I was searching for something. Uh-huh. I don't really believe that. Nene briskly gathers up the loose papers. Something fishy's going on here. What gave you that impression? She's trying to hide something from me. Press X to doubt. Do I investigate further or leave it alone? Well, apparently we should leave it alone. So, wow. I would actually try to grill her a bit, but well, that's true. I don't think we'd get anywhere. I should just leave this matter be. If it's not related to the case, it isn't my call to question her. While I'm thinking it over, Nene finishes tidying up the documents and neatly stacks them on the desk. Do you have some other business with me? No, nothing in particular. Now, if you'll excuse me. Well then, what do I do now? I've been warned by the commissioner not to interfere with the dismemberment case. Well, I suppose I'll head over to the MPD later and see if they can't do something about that. Unexpectedly, Seiki's told me of his relationship with Mamiya Shinzo. I should investigate that a little further. Yahoo, Sensei! The logical next step would be to head to Ueno. And try asking Stella. Hello, Sensei. But given how hard it is to communicate with her, don't ignore me. Don't bother me when I'm trying to think. Despite my best efforts, I'm forced to acknowledge Tochiko's presence. Sensei, you jerk. Fine. So, what's up? You're going to do some investigating now, right? About what happened yesterday? Nope. We're gonna do our normal everyday errands. We're gonna go shopping now. Nope, I'm not doing anything of the sort. That's the truth for the time being. But why? Well, somebody important warned me not to. Also true for now. But that's such a bummer, right? That's beside the point. But tell me, what did you intend to do if I was going to do some investigating, huh? Well, I'd go with you, of course. Yeah, you wouldn't be of any help. Denied. Sit down. Why? You have to ask. Tochiko looks up at me reproachfully. I give her a light poke on the forehead. It'll be fine. I'll just follow along. I told you I wasn't doing any investigating, didn't I? So you say, but you are going, aren't you? Oh, whatever. Just do what you want. Yep, I will. There shouldn't be any problems taking Tochiko to the art museum with me. I can just send her home afterward, no problem. By the way, Sensei. What, there's more? Well, of course. I told you my book's coming out soon, right? Are you gonna buy a copy? That's right, you said something about that. She still hasn't told me the title, though. It's Kara no Shoujo. Well, let's do something to celebrate. Why me? Why not? I gave it my best. Come on. Don't pull on my arm. Sheesh, I'll think about it. Really? I'm looking forward to it. Tochiko grabs my sleeve and swings it around. Could you stop that? You're gonna stretch out my clothes. If you take me with you on your investigation, then I'll let go. How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not investigating anything. Now we're gonna go to the art museum instead. I've arrived in Ueno with Tochiko. God damn it. I'm not exactly sure how it happened, but I ended up paying her fare. Thanks, Sensei. Honestly, you're hopeless. Well, I didn't think I'd be going all the way to Ueno. If that's a problem, you shouldn't have come. Come on, it's no big deal. My wallet begs to differ. Well, complaining won't change anything. The museum has an entrance fee, too. You better pay that one, at least. I pay for 2 tickets. Fuck. And we go inside. Pay for your own tickets, god damn it. Tochiko manages to hold her silence. I spot Stella after a brief survey of the interior. Hey, Stella. At the sound of my voice, she tilts her head and takes a long, hard look at my face. Reiji? So you finally remembered my name, huh? Yep. Do you know anything about an artist named Seiki Tokyo? Saiki? Saiki Tokyo? She looks up at the ceiling for a while, deep in thought. Eventually, she begins to speak, bit by bit, as though gradually remembering. Ostracized. A struggle for power? He lost something, then disappeared. Stella speaks bluntly, in her customary broken speech. A power struggle? Was that with Mamiya Shinzo? She nods at my question. Shinzo is strong, but also weak. What does that mean? His strength repels everyone. His weaknesses repels everyone. A lonely man. Hey, did she have a few screws loose? Tojiko, taking in this exchange, whispers to me surreptitiously. Nah, she's fine. So Stella, do you know anything else? A girl disappeared 5 or 6 years ago? Saiki-sensei's daughter. 5, 6 years ago. Was she involved in some trouble? A murder? I don't really know. I see. Thanks. 5 or 6 years. Would place it during the hotbed of slangs. What with the Rokushiki case and the Ueno murders? This bears further investigation. So it looks like there's something Seiki's not quite telling us about his past. We exit the art museum. Where are we going next? Next up, we're waiting here for a while. Huh? What for? Some help I've requested should be arriving soon. Ah, here she is. A familiar person walks toward us from the station. Huh? Yukarin? I'd given her a call when Tojiko wasn't looking. Nissan, please don't make me come all the way out here just because you can't take care of things yourself. She narrows her eyes at me. Sorry about that, Yukari. Huh? Huh? Well, let's go, Suzuriko. Wait! Somebody tell me what's going on! Tojiko looks pleadingly at me, then at Yukari, then back at me again. We're going to have a party soon, right? We're making preparations. Ah, that's right, but look, if I don't follow Sensei, then... Good luck, Tojiko. You traitor! Comedic shenanigans. Gruesome murders and comedic shenanigans. That pretty much sums this game up. The two of them leave, Tojiko clinging to Yukari's sleeve. Phew. Sorry about that, Tojiko, but I can't take a girl where I'm going next. I have no idea what the people there would say if I did. Yeah, take her to the police department. I take the subway to Toranomon? Fuck. I take the subway to Toranomon, then head toward Sakurodamon. This forbidding... Sakurodaimon. This forbidding edifice on the corner of my former workplace, the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. There's no way I could have brought Tojiko over here. Several uniformed officers are standing guard around the area. Since I know the layout, I head straight for the Security Investigative Division's room. Huh? Tokisaki-san, right? One of the detectives from last month's case calls out to me. Is Ozumi around? No, Sergeant Ozumi's out collecting information at the moment. I see. Thanks. I should have called in advance. My, if it isn't Senpai. That grating, sarcastic voice cuts through the air. I turn to meet it, trying to hide my surprise. Commissioner Yaginuma. And what brings a civilian like you to a place like this, Tokisaki-senpai? I had something I wanted to check out. May I? If it's about the dismemberment case, nothing has changed since this morning. Well, that too, but I wanted to look at something regarding a past case. A past case? Something unrelated to the current problems, correct? Yeah, that's right, but it's not related to you either. I don't need his permission. My old superior is no longer here. I wonder if there's anyone here I'd know from back then. Well, we seem to be at an impasse, senpai. I'm afraid being a former detective doesn't entitle you to waltz in here and do as you please. No need to worry, I won't get in your way. Oh, but you already have. What cases are you going to look over? One's from 5 or 6 years ago, starting with the Rokushiki case. Vice Principal Seiki's daughter was probably caught up in one of the murder cases from back then. I participated in that investigation, but owing to the shock I received at the time, I don't remember any of the finer details. The Rokushiki case? That happened while I was still in college. If I recall correctly, wasn't your lover? Why don't you shut the hell up? Fed up with Yaginuma's bullshit, I cut him off. How frightening. Very well. You there, go to the reference room. Yaginuma issues orders to a nearby detective, a sickening smirk on his face. Hey Yaginuma, let me give you a piece of advice, as your senpai. And what would that be? If you fuck around like this at this job, someday it'll come back around and bite you in the ass. I'm not like you, senpai. I would never botch a case. Well, I suppose I'll accept the advice, given that it comes from such an eminent source. Really. I have no great desire to drag this out further. The detective finally comes back, carrying some documents. This is the data pertaining to the cases back then. Thanks. I set them down on a desk and then flipped through the documents I had in mind, the victim data. My eyes paused on Miyama Yukiko's name. Don't need to spend any time here. I know enough about her already. I flipped through the pages. Saeki Miyu. Is this her? Died February 3rd, 1950, the third victim in the Rokushiki case, Vice Principal Saeki's second daughter. I knew it. It's believed that while enrolled at the Oba Girls Academy, she became pregnant with her lover's child and went to see the obstetrician Rokushiki Makoto without consulting her parents. Now I understand why the vice principal requested that I watch over the students, though I don't see any connection to Mamiya Shinzo. Have you discovered anything? Yaginuma makes no effort to hide his impatience. In fact, I did, but nothing related to the case at hand. Well, that won't do at all. I'm afraid I'll need you to solve this case by any means necessary, senpai. Oh, but didn't you tell me not to interfere? Unlikely as it seems, the men at the scene wanted your assistance, senpai. If I'm not mistaken, you played an active role in last month's case, correct? Yaginuma flashes me an evil grin. Regardless of circumstances, if the case is solved, all the credit goes to me, the commissioner. Yeah, you can go ahead and have that. I don't have any need for glory. Well now, I look forward to working with you, senpai. Yaginuma pats me on the shoulder, that insufferable smirk still on his face. Jesus Christ. I'm surprised someone hasn't just decked him in the face. I leave the MPD, get on the Cho line from Tokyo Station, and return to Kichijoji. No sooner do I leave the station than I spot a familiar face. It's Kuchiki Fumiya. He's looking down at the ground while he walks, clearly deep in thought about something. Kuchiki-san. Huh? Oh, Tokisaki-sensei. Fumiya raises his head, surprised. Strange running into you at a place like this. Taking a break from the clinic? Yeah. It was begun as a small clinic for the local residents, so I'm pretty much done after the morning's over. Fumiya smiles thinly. My hobby is taking walks, but I'm afraid I don't get enough exercise. It's tiring me out. Isn't it just your routine that's exhausting? Well, doctors often neglect their own health. He looks pretty worn out. Did something happen? No, that's not it, but you might know something about it, Tokisaki-sensei. Huh? I might know. Toko's been kind of strange lately. She's been less talkative, and I don't think it's simply adolescent hormones. I can guess what he's driving at. Toco knows that she's been adopted by the Kuchiki family. She probably feels lost and confused, and since the people she once held close now look like complete strangers. I need to talk about this, with Fumiya, and with Toko's mother. Is Toko-san at home right now? No, I'm pretty sure she's out at the moment. I see. There's something I'd like to talk about. Would it be possible for me to visit your house now? Sure, by all means, please do. I guess Fumiya sensed something in my words. As he nods, his white face pales even further. Well, this is just going to be incredibly awkward. Fumiya leads me to the Kuchiki residence. Hey Toko, did you know you're adopted? I'll be in the clinic. Shizuru should be here shortly. With that, he departs. I wait in the entrance for a little while. The trees here haven't taken on their color. It's as if winter still holds sway in this place. Thanks for waiting. This way, please. The door to the entrance opens, and Chizuru comes to greet me. Pardon the intrusion. After being led to the living room, I take a seat on a cushion. There's coffee and sponge cake set out on the table. I appreciate your taking care of Toko all this time. Thank you very much. No, it's no big deal. Chizuru bows deeply, awkwardly. I rush to do likewise. I guess Toko's told her about the time we went to Kurashiki. Yeah, because that's not weird or suspicious. So, what was it that you wanted to talk about today? Right, it's about Toko-san. She consulted me in the past about this. I'm sorry. I'd rather not be this blunt, but Toko is not actually your child, correct? Chizuru gasps. It's not a surprise sound. It feels more like resignation. Did she tell you that herself? Yes, it looks like she found it out on her own by checking the family register. I see. Chizuru sighs. I know I couldn't hide it from her. You knew it? I was planning to tell her someday. No, if possible, I think she would have been better off not knowing at all. Chizuru speaks hesitantly, her face going unnaturally pale. She's grown up so much faster than I'd imagined. She probably detected something in the way you guys acted or spoke. Kids at her age are a great deal more perceptive than we adults take them for. You may be right about that. Her words come out sounding thin and strained. I suppose she didn't trust us. What do I say to her? I think she probably doesn't want you to fuss about her. She's pretty mature in that respect. Chizuru hangs her head, falling silent. I bring the coffee to my lips. It tastes like the same kind of beans we use. I've done some investigating of my own, but as to where she came from, I'm afraid I don't know that. I wish I could tell you myself, but we weren't informed either. You guys weren't informed? No. Toco came here shortly after the war ended. I don't know anything about her family register either. I see. She could be telling the truth. She could be lying. I have no way of knowing. But I think it's best if I don't pry any further. One other question then, and I'll be on my way. Ah, right. Do you know an artist named Mamiya Shinzo? Mamiya Shinzo? No, I don't know him. But what about him? Well, that's what I expected. There's no sign on her face that she's hiding something. No, it's just that she had shown an interest in him at the art museum a while back. She did? I'm sorry to change the subject like this. Not at all. If you could pretend today's conversation never happened, it'd be a great help. Please, try to treat Toco as you always have. So in the end, I couldn't be her mother. I don't believe that. Toco accepts you. She just wants to know her past. Of course. You're right. It's difficult, though. Chizuru sighs, and I feel a sudden twinge of guilt. It seems the sum of my investigations is a family thrown into chaos, and nothing more. I'm truly sorry. It was none of my business. All I can do now is apologize. Well, that's gonna end up coming back to bite all of them in the ass later, I'm pretty sure. Him actually telling them that, but I mean, it was gonna happen eventually. It's already evening when I leave the Kuchiki residence. What should I do now? Oh boy. Okay, so... what did we do? Where do we go? Well, looks like the Kuchiki Pathological Research Institute is the next stop. Although I'm not really sure why we're going here. I get off the train at Nakano, arriving at the Kuchiki Pathological Research Institute. Oh, I see a familiar face outside the hospital and come to a halt. Well, at least this led to something. Oh, it's this motherfucker. Ah, Tokisaka-san, is it? Hello, Katsuragi-san. Were you going to the hospital? No, I was just going for a stroll, since my office is nearby. Ah, that's right, it's pretty close. I've dropped by his office before. Like he says, it's not far off. Which reminds me, I read the newspaper. It looks like we have another bizarre killer on the loose. You pick up on things pretty quick. I try to stay on top of things happening in our society. Are you involved in this case as well, Tokisaka-san? I can't tell you any of the specifics. I shouldn't be handing out information to strangers. Ah, I understand. I didn't mean to pry. Katsuragi smiles softly. Still, when you think about it, there have been so many killings lately. The numbers are actually no higher than in the past. It's just that with newspapers and magazines, there are more ways to catch people's attention. Policemen and detectives have never lacked for cases to investigate. That doesn't make sense. I suppose that's due to freedom of the press. Nothing like what we had during the war. That's true. At any rate, I hope you can solve this one quickly. Good luck. And with that, Katsuragi leaves. Let's head elsewhere. Ugh, God. Okay, well, at least something came out of that. And the next place we should go to is Takashiro Hospital, and we're probably not going to find anything going there either. She's out for the day. I've arrived at Tokidano Baba. Well, if it isn't Tokisaka-san, well, maybe we will find her. Natsume-san's smoking a cigarette in front of the hospital. What are you doing here? Do I need your permission to stand in front of my own place? Well, I guess you're right about that. Blame my overactive imagination, but every time she steps outside, I feel this irrational sense of dread. As you should. So, what's up? Nothing in particular, really. I was just here this morning, after all. Yeah, why did we go here again? It's almost like somebody's controlling me and telling me where to go. I didn't expect anything new to crop up since then. Really? Well then, why don't I have you pay your tab, huh? No! No! Not again! This woman is sexually harassing me. Natsume-san looks over at me and licks her lips. Well, I'm really busy right now, so see you later. Oh, you're no fun. I slip by Natsume-san and flee the premises.
That's probably for the best. Let's get the fuck out of here. Another transition, and this time we're going to Toco's perspective, I guess. Toco's walking along next to me. Oh no, it's other Toco's perspective. I hold on tightly to her hand, fingers entwined with mine. This is the one time I can be carefree. Springtime is nice, Toco. Toco murmurs to me as she looks up at the blooming cherry trees. Yes, it sure is, Toco. It's a season when a lot of things come back to life. If I imagine, it's almost as though I'm being born again. That's so deep. Too deep for you. Toco looks at me and smiles. To me, that was much, much more lovely and pure than the cherry blossoms. Recently, my heart skips a beat every time I look at Toco. It was for a split second as she combed her hair upward. Her eyes seemed far away, her expression melancholy. I felt her sensuality. But she's different from the old Toco. She's different from the Toco I loved. She's different from the Toco I wanted to become. It's definitely Tokisaka-sensei's fault. That man changed my Toco. Toco can't change. Toco needs to remain Toco. Toco must always be the ideal Toco I hold in my mind. Things can't go on like this. If things go on like this, Toco and I will shift out of alignment. If things go on like this, I can't become Toco. This is the kind of person who's gonna who's gonna kill her and then wear her fucking hair or something as a wig and be like, "Oh, I'm Toco now. Look, I became Toco." What's wrong, Toco? At the sound of her voice by my side, I raise my head. Toco's face is right up in front of mine. She's right there, looking at me. No, nothing at all, Toco. She's so close that our lips are almost touching. God damn it. Stop being lesbians. I can't say anything else. You don't look so well. Toco's worried about me. Toco's hand touches my forehead. It's pleasantly cool. Someone once said that people who have cold hands have warm hearts. Hey, Toco. What is it? Do you like Tokisaka-sensei, Toco? Well, you just dropped the bombshell. I said it. Huh? Toco freezes, but I saw Toco blush for a split second. Toco. Tokisaka-sensei and I don't have that kind of relationship. Toco mutters softly. So do you hate him then? It's not that. She denied it. It's not something that I can just boil down to love or hate. If things were that simple, then nobody would be troubled. So she's troubled about it. Then between me and that man, who do you like better, Toco? That's not something I can compare. You and Sensei are completely different. Toco shakes her head sadly, painfully. I don't get it. Toko's trying to hide it from me. Her heart's already been swayed toward that man. She's just accompanying me out of a sense of duty. If you keep this up, you're going to change, Toco. Toco? I can't endure it any longer. Things can't go on like this. You don't understand how I feel toward you, Toco. I didn't say it, you fucking weirdo. Jesus Christ. I shake off her hand. Toco. Toco stumbles, and I run away. That person is not Toco. That person is not the Toco I want to become. The Toco that won't look at me is not Toco anymore. Holy fuck. I don't think anybody can help this girl. She's too far gone. It happens after we finished eating dinner. Nissan, do you have a minute? What's up, Yukari? I stub out my cigarette. It's about what you said to me today. Suzurika wanted to have a party since her book's coming out soon. Yeah, that's right. Is there a problem? I intend to hold it here. Is that okay with you? I don't mind. Other people will come too, right? Yep, that's the plan. Well, you can't be imposing on someone else's hospitality. If you girls are going to make noise, then you might as well do it here. I don't think we're going to be all that noisy. Yukari smiles. Yeah, I don't believe you. I return to my room and have another smoke while scanning today's paper. There's a feature about yesterday's incident, but it's pretty small. All it says is that another dismembered body has been discovered. The fact that it was found at Oba Girls Academy is not mentioned, to say anything of the fact that it was stuffed into eggs. I guess they're going out of their way to keep the public in the dark. Yeah, I think that's probably for the best. They don't really want to tell the public, oh hey, there's some crazy guy stuffing pieces of human meat into eggs. It must be due to Seiki's efforts. I suppose he wants to protect the students. He doesn't want them to suffer the same way his daughter did. Well, I feel the same. Tomorrow, I'll go to the academy again and talk to Saiki about what I've discovered. I want to apologize about what I've pried into. It's not like anything's come of it. I just want to set things straight.